Well, another very old German engine. This one's got a French name though. This is a German Carette model steam engine. These were made, I think, between 1900 and 1910. It's very difficult to find any information on them. It's obviously got an awful lot missing. I'm not sure whether the boiler is original. It has the right number of holes in it, so it may be an original boiler. It might be a replacement. So where to start? Well, obviously the chimney is missing and all the boiler fittings are missing. There should be a whistle and I don't know whether there was a safety valve on this. I think it was just a filler plug. The piston, cylinder and conrod are all missing, and there should have been a dummy governor in here which is driven off that little pulley in the middle. That's obviously all missing, but nothing that can't be fabricated and reproduced. I'm fairly certain I could come up with something to replace the missing parts. The dummy governor is going to be the big thing, but we'll see. Well, hopefully can do something about that. But yeah, interesting project. So as usual, first up I'll be stripping this down, de-rusting the rusty bits, cleaning the wooden base up, and just general cleaning. And once we've got it apart, we can see what condition the few parts that we do have are in. Oh, not sure whether I mentioned the model number. This is German Carette model 1472. Time to get this thing disassembled. Now there's not much to it, so I'm hoping it won't take too long. The boiler is not attached to the firebox, so that's easy. But I want to take a look at the boiler because there's an interesting thing here, right? So there's the boiler. You can see that quite clearly. So this would be the whistle. This is the threaded hole for the whistle. It's been pushed in a bit, but I might be able to pull that out. This is the hole for the steam pipe, which it just solders in place. But this here, this should be where the fill plug is, but there is something in there blocking it. And let me grab a magnet. Whatever is in there is ferrous. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Obviously the fill plug would be threaded. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll try putting a left-handed drill through that, see if that's threaded in there. If that doesn't work, I could try an easy out, but at the end of the day I may have to just drill that out. But anyway, the boiler looks good. I mean, it's obviously there's no soot on the bottom of it, which is rare. So it's been cleaned, I think, but there is there's only 3 pins or screws holding the firebox to the wooden base, and there is again only 3 pins there around the other side, there and there, and there's the they might have been screws actually holding the firebox, and there's the other one, so we're going to get those out. Fortunately it looks like the crank unscrews. There we go, that was already loose, so there's the crank. But obviously to get this out, I'm going to need to remove the pulley, which I'm not sure how that's affixed, so I'll have a play around with that off camera. But before we do that, we can have a go at getting these out. We can have a go at getting these things, whatever they are, screws on or nails that are holding the firebox onto the wooden base. For this job, I've chosen a very old pair of side cutters because I think they can get under the actual. This one's partially out anyway, so. Oh, yeah, a nail. It's a nail. It's not a screw. Okay, so that was good. Let's see whether we get as much luck with they're obviously very small as well. So. Oh, yeah, there we go. One more to go. So the nice thing about these side cutters is, I mean, I wouldn't use nice side cutters on this, but the old one, they can get in under the lip of the nail. There we go. Well, sadly, there is not an awful lot left of this. I mean, it's really badly rusty. I mean, I will derust it and see, but I mean, look, that corner there, that's already hanging off. So we will try derusting it. Okay, and I think it probably could do with a new bit of wood. I mean, I will have a go at cleaning this up, but it's in pretty poor state. Okay, so let me see if I can get the pulley free, and I'll do that off camera because I'm gonna need a bit of fiddling around. Well, a bit of brute force. We managed to get the pulley off of the crankshaft. It's all rusty. The problem is, as I suspected, this has been cast in white metal, this little pulley, so you can't use any heat because it'll just melt, turn into a glob. And as soon as you grip it with anything, it's going to deform. So, but hopefully I can recover that. Flywheel looks to be in pretty good condition actually. I'm quite pleased about that. That's pretty good. Just needs cleaning up. So now all that's left is to try and get the pins out that are holding this on. So I'm going to go with the same method. I'm not gripping them too tightly because I'm worried that the cutters will cut through the little tiny weeny nails. Look. Right, that's both of them at that side out. Yeah, they're coming out quite easily, which is always a bonus. This one's a little bit more flush. Not wanting to play. Okay, let's try a bit of leverage on this. There we go. Okay, good job. It's off, and quite a lot of years of dust and crap under there. So this looks like to me that it's been silver soldered, the engine mounts and the crankshaft mounts rather than the engine plate. This needs to be gently panel beaten out because it's been dented in. But no, we got it all apart. Yay! Well, I've made some progress with the little Carette engine, as you can see, since the last time when we first took it apart. I'll deal with each bit individually. So first of all, the base. I introduced the wooden base to the belt sander, and it's come up quite nicely. It's had a couple of coats of finishing oil so far, and it's okay. It was extremely badly burnt, as you probably remembered, and although I got most of the burn off, it's a lot thinner now than it was when I first got it. So I decided not to try and take this bit off here around by where the burner, obviously where the thing caught fire, because this is very deep into the wood, and I could take that out, but then it would be too thin. It wouldn't even be usable. So I've decided to just to leave that, because the rest of it cleaned up all right. I'm not too worried about that. I think it'll give it a bit of character, and of course the firebox is over that as well, so you're not going to see it too much. The engine, we'll call it the engine plinth for want of a better word. I did have to do a little bit of work on this. It was soldered in the corners, and one corner had split, so I resoldered that. The little brass cylinder mount had also come unsoldered, so I had to resolder that. Cleaned it all up with a wire wheel and everything. It wasn't too bad actually, rust-wise it was okay, and have etch primed it and replayed it black. So that's pretty much ready to go. This is the little dummy governor pillar that sits on top of the engine plinth. Now this was badly damaged anyway. I think someone who had it previously didn't realise that that's a white metal casting, and they've got it hot and it's melted. So, but there's enough of it left, the profile, for me to make another one. So I'm going to use some home cast aluminium, and I'll just turn up a new one out of aluminium, and then I can screw that to the plinth, and hopefully that will make a good replacement. Now, I've had a bit of luck with regard to the cylinder. As you know, it was completely missing the cylinder, piston and conrod, and I measured everything. This is a Mammoth cylinder, and it just so happens that the ports line up perfectly in the Mammoth cylinder with the ports in the cylinder support plate. So I'm hoping I can use that. I've got to make a new conrod. I've got a piston for this, but I don't have a long enough conrod, so I've got to make a new conrod, but that's not too difficult. We've got the crank, so we can work out the stroke. So yeah, hopefully we can actually get a functioning engine. Obviously it also needs a new steam pipe, which I've also got to make, but that's coming along nicely. Unfortunately, I think the firebox is a goner. I've cleaned the heavy rust off of it. What you can see on there now is just surface rust, but it's got loads of little tiny pinprick holes in it. It's perforated. Every face of it is perforated. It's just got so rusty, it's I think beyond saving. However, there is enough of it left for me to draw up a pattern and get some thin steel plate and make a new one. So that's the plan with that. We'll make a brand new firebox. The boiler I think is okay. I managed to pull out I think this is where the whistle goes. That was pushed in. I managed to pull that out with a scriber very gently. When I came to drill this out, if you remember, there was a plug in here, metal plug, a ferrous plug, and when I came to drill that out, it just popped out. So obviously wasn't in there very strong. So I've managed to re-tap this hole here for M6 by 0.75. So hopefully I can then machine up a little filler plug to go in there, and that will be fine. So yeah, touch wood, I think that the boiler is going to be okay. So that's where we are with the little Carette at the moment. Next thing I'm going to do is make a conrod up for it, so we can get the engine and the plinth bit finished, and then I can concentrate on the firebox, and obviously the base, the wooden base, still needs some more finishing on it, but it's coming along nicely.